Hey guys, Koukun here. We're at a duplex conversion that my client Jessica has just completed. This is actually a property near Niagara College that used to be a student rental. So it had 6 bedrooms when we bought it. And we've now converted the basement into a very spacious 2-bedroom apartments, as you'll see in this video. This kitchen was already there. We kept it, redid the counters, put a nice backsplash on. But a big portion of the work has been to open up the space. So in this area over here, what we originally had was a laundry room that took up quite a bit of space, and then an opening into this 3rd bedroom because there were 3 students living down here. But for our purposes, we're looking to make it into a legal duplex, and we want a family to be in here. So 3 rooms and no living space, it doesn't quite work. So what we've decided to do is we've opened up this entire wall, we've eliminated this laundry space, and instead you can see the laundry is over here in some extra space that we've created. Put all new flooring throughout. The window that was in the laundry room, we've actually, this was one of the requirements for an egress window, but they've actually gone way beyond what was necessary, but it doesn't hurt, right? Extra light. So we have this is a type of window you'd only put in an upstairs of a home, but because the home is a raised bungalow, meaning it has it's quite a bit above ground, even the basement, the ground level is only here, so they've dug it down, built a window well, and they've put this full window. It doesn't hurt, right? Extra natural light. But overall, yeah, really happy how this turned out. Lot of space, a lot of natural light. So we're in the living space here, kitchen's over there. Why don't we take a look at the rest of the place? Back here we have the 2 bedrooms, and you can see because of the raised bungalow, the windows you can see in the 2 rooms are very spacious. So as a result, it doesn't really feel like a basement. Here we got the washroom. So this was already an existing washroom. We wanted to save some of it, but we've gone ahead and put a nice modern looking vanity, redid the floors and got this whole place painted. There was actually a plumbing leak when we bought the property, so they had that fixed up and then patched all the holes associated with that. And acoustics in here, pretty interesting. Yeah, but overall super happy. So actually, when they bought the property, this area actually was a staircase. So this is the side entry to the property. This is where the tenant will be using as the main entry to the basement. This space actually just continued up. So this was a staircase that went up to the upper unit because it was one single home. So now it's been turned into a little closet on this side. On the other side, they have the laundry. And the upstairs has already been rented out right now. So the upper unit is rented for 1,800 plus hydro. And then, yeah, now the basement is available for rent. So they have this advertised right now for about 1,450 plus hydro. They're getting a good amount of interest. We'll see in the next couple of weeks if it gets rented. Overall, it was a really good purchase. This home was actually purchased during when the COVID pandemic just started. So in the March-April timeline, I think we were negotiating towards the end of April or in the middle of April, right? So we were able to get a really good deal by negotiating, getting a discount on the purchase price. They've gone ahead and they've spent a good deal of money on the renovation. I think in total it ended up being around 60,000 just because there was quite a bit of work required to legalize it, and now we have a full legal duplex. And yeah, looking forward to getting this one rented, get about 3,200, 3,250 in income. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. This is, I believe, the furnace room. Oh. So, with respect to fire doors, sometimes you have these doors with self-closers, full-on metal doors, kind of part of the fire separation requirement. Mm-hmm. They, I believe, went ahead with a sprinkler head up here. So as a result, they don't have to do a whole lot of fire separation around the furnace. They just go with that. Switched out the hot water tank to a tankless, I think, to save on a bit of space. But you can see that they've put in the BAT Rocksill Safe and Sound. This is a fire dampener, but it's also a sound dampener. So actually, if you notice the acoustic in this room, it's actually very dampened, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's part of this effect. And you can see this is actually the main entry. And you can see the remnants of the old staircase up to the upper unit. So we kept it. We just built a platform to put the upstairs. I believe the upstairs laundry should be right up here. I don't quite see the plumbing for it. but it should be up there. What are your thoughts of this place? Do you like it?
Nice. This is what is this? You said a student rental?
This used to be a student rental. So when we bought it from a landlord who was probably scared because of COVID that they won't be able to find students for the next semester.
Right.
So it had 6 rooms. Some of the rooms were rented at that point, but they were kind of on their way out for April 30th. That was kind of the end of their lease, so they were going to be moving out. So we got it vacant. We reconfigured the basement because it was 3 bedrooms and no living space to now be a very spacious 2 bedrooms with a massive living space. That's better for a family, right? So our target is a family, not students per se. We could still get students because literally Niagara College is down the road, but not that road. That road. But yeah, so overall, I'm really happy the way it turned out. The electrical panel should be here. So she has gone ahead and separated the electrical for each unit. So there's 2 separate panels. I think a good bit of electrical rewiring was done down here as well.
I like how it looks like a cabinet.
Yeah, you got to come up with creative ideas to hide the panel, right? Because when you're in the living space here, but I think we opened up this little nook so that it could be like a good spot for a TV. But
wouldn't this usually be in the furnace room? Or?
Sometimes, but many of the homes built, so this home was built in 1990s. I find quite a few of them have the panel right up in the front corner because on the outside, that's where the electrical conduit comes into the home. Okay. So they try to put the panel right where that is. You're right though, many homes have it in the furnace room, but I think the newer homes, for some reason, I guess it's cheaper to have it here and then run the wiring throughout the house, so they get that done.
For a basement, it's quite big for a basement apartment.
Yeah.
Like it's surprising how big it is.
It's literally the size of a house, right? Because the upstairs is the average sized 1,000 square foot home, and the basement, except for this small space in the furnace room, everything else is literally the same size. So whoever rents this place, they get these massive windows. It's well finished, right? Get their own laundry. So that's the idea. We want to try to. We're making basement apartments, but we're making them to the quality of someone who's living in a home.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm pretty happy the way this turned out. So to be honest, this one we did go well over budget. So originally when I was talking to this client, we were initially thinking of like really cutting down on the cost, doing the bare minimum, and hopefully getting it legalized, but for around 30,000. But then in this project, she just decided, you know what, while she's having people here, let's get all the smaller things that she wanted done, really do it nicely, get all the flooring done, really do the counters, just really make it a very appealing place. And it shows, right? It really shows. She spent a bit more, but the home is definitely worth that much, if not more. So she bought it for 400, put in about 60, so she's in it for about 460,000. I think this property is definitely worth, if it were to be resold, at least 550,000. So she's definitely built close to $90,000 of equity in just a couple of months. Because she's made it legal, she's now going to get some significant cash flows from the 2 units, and yeah, it was a good one. Right now, it's really difficult to buy homes like this, especially at this price point. So she bought it for 400. Literally, the home across the street sold for 485,000. That's a little bit nicer home, double car garage, but also had like a little bit of a basement suite. It didn't have these windows. It wasn't a legal duplex, but it still sold for that price. See, the reason she was able to get this home at this price is it was rented to a couple of students that didn't really keep the place really neat. So it was a little bit dirty, a little bit messy. And during COVID, right when COVID just started, people didn't want to necessarily go into tenanted homes to go see them, right? So as a result, there were not that many people looking at it. Not many people wanted to put offers on a home where there were students already living there and kind of asking, hey, are the students staying? Are they going, right? So by her being willing to put an offer during that sort of scary time, she really was able to negotiate hard, right? They were listed initially at 450, 430. We went in at 410 and then really negotiated down even to 400. It took quite a bit of work to get that price. And right now, I think, yeah, without a doubt, even the same home before the work was done would be selling in the 450, maybe even a little bit more than that, right? So yeah, she benefited a lot from taking action when it was a scary time. And there was reason to be scared though. There was no indication to know whether, like literally at that time, there was the fear the real estate market could crash. And there was no way to predict what the next few months had to hold, right? So she had to make the decision based on the fundamentals, where she was focused on, hey, does the property cash flow? Does it produce a strong income upstairs, downstairs together? Is there going to be a positive cash flow every month? And then based on that, we decided, hey, you know what? We're going to build some value in this property. Even if the values go down, we're still creating some equity because of the income we're going to generate. And it's a long-term investment. It's a 10-year plus investment. It's not a property that she's planning on selling anytime soon. So because of that, we were able to insulate that decision. So she could make a decision regardless of knowing what the next few months had to hold. And she really benefited, but it could have gone the other way around, and this decision would still be a solid decision as long as she can get good tenants paying good rents. Yeah, otherwise, I personally really like this home. Any homes built in so for most of the homes my clients buy, we're buying them between like the age of 1950, built in 1950, all the way up to the newest ones are like 2010, but very rarely are we able to find homes that are newer than the 1990s. But I find around the 1990s, 1980s to 2000s, there's a lot of good homes that are built to a good quality, good ceiling height. They have like big windows in the basement, a lot of nice features. Generally speaking, they're too expensive on average to buy for investment purposes. But occasionally we find properties like this that were used as student rentals or used as a rental, or maybe they're not in the perfect area of town, but they're still in a decent part of town where we can make it work. And when we can make it work, I really like the newer style of homes. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in investing in real estate, and specifically if you're interested in this strategy of creating a legal basement apartment, I've created a guide with my architect Jordan from Jordan Station Design Co. And we've created this guide on how to create a legal basement apartment. I've put a link in the description below and in the comments below, where you can go to my website legalbasementsuite.ca and get this free report that goes into all the requirements to create a legal basement apartment in Ontario, as well as some of the nuances of some of the cities we focus on, what they require in order for you to create a basement suite legally as per the city with permits and getting their approval. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Until next time, all the best.